TVC kids. Hey, I thought that I would share one of my favorite old books. I actually realized that I got this book for Isabella's 6th birthday, which means it's 20 years old. But I got it because she loves a good tea party. Do any of you guys like a tea party? Even boys sometimes can be part of tea parties, right? So when Bella was little, she would be having her tea parties, and then Isaiah would be the butler. And he would put a little towel over his arm, and he would carry, and he would serve the tea. So if you got sisters and brothers, be the butler. It's so much fun. You get to eat all the cake, too. All right, so this is called Miss Spider's Tea Party. And I thought I'd read it to you. It's got great illustration. One lonely spider sipped her tea while gazing at the sky. She watched the insects on the leaves and many flying by. If I had friends like these, she sighed, who'd stay a while with me, I'd sit them down on silken chairs and serve them cakes and tea. Ooh, I might want to be friends with that spider. What do you think? Two timid beetles, Ike and May, crept from the woodwork that same day. But when Miss Spider begged, please stay, they shrieked, oh no, and dashed away. She just wants to have friends for a tea party. Why do you think the beetles don't want to stay? 3 fireflies flew inside that night, their spirits high and their tails alight. They spied the web and squeaked in fear. We better get away from here. The little trio did not feel they'd care to be a spider's meal. That's right, all these little bugs would normally be dinner for the spider if this Miss Spider was not so sweet. 4 bumblebees buzzed by outside. Please come to tea, Miss Spider cried. The 4 ignored her swaying there. She waved a tea towel in the air. Doo-doo-doo-doo. She took a cup and tapped the glass. Then one bee spoke to her at last. We would be fools to take our tea with anyone so spidery as you. Oh my goodness, look at that spider. She just wants to be friends with those bees. Within the shadows of the room, just peeking from behind a broom, 5 grinning faces bobbed and peered. Miss Spider smiled. Her heart was cheered. Descending for a closer look, she danced into the gloomy nook, but sadly found those jolly mugs belonged at last to rubber bugs. Oh my goodness. They were just play bugs, just rubber ones. Rubber bugs are not fun to have a tea party with. Some ants strode in. They numbered 6, but ants with spiders will not mix. She brewed them tea from hips of roses. The proud platoon turned up their noses. Oh, look. She's like, I'll make you beautiful tea from roses. And they turned up their noses and left. A fine bouquet concealed its prize of 7 dainty butterflies. Miss Spider, watching from the wall, was not aware of them at all. Look at all those pretty butterflies. They would be fun to have for a tea party. The tea table was set for 8 with saucers, cups, and a silver plate. The cakes were fresh and service gleamed, yet no one would arrive, it seemed. Her company in no demand left her a cup for every hand. Oh, the spider has lots of hands, right? And so she's got a cup for every hand, but no friends to drink her tea with. Nine spotted moths kept safe and warm in shelter from a thunderstorm. They stood beneath an open sash and watched the jagged lightning flash. Miss Spider dropped down on a thread, a silver tray above her head. She hoped to please them. Here she was. But instead, let's see what happened. They flew away in mortal dread. Oh my goodness, they were so afraid of her. "They've left me all alone," she cried. She dabbed her eye and sadly sighed. It's plain no bug will ever stay. Her tears splashed down upon the tray. Oh, poor Miss Spider. She's crying. She just wants to have friends. 10 tiny steaming cups of tea were perched atop her trembling knee. She sipped and sobbed, then heard a cough and turned to see a small wet moth. A fragile thing so soaked by rain, his wings too damp to fly again. Uh-oh, he's worried because he's got all wet so he can't fly, and there she is. He thinks he's in trouble, but let's see what happens. She smiled and took a checkered cloth to cloak the frail and thankful moth, then talked and snacked on tea and pie until his tiny wings were dry. Then lifting him up with tender care, she tossed him gently in the air. So look, she gave him a little tea cloth to wrap up in. She dried him off and sent him on his way. The moth told Ike, and then Ike told May, who went from bug to say, "There's no reason for alarm. She's never meant us any harm." So later on that afternoon, assembled in the dining room, 11 insects came for tea to share Miss Spider's courtesy. Finally, she got her tea party. Yay. 12 tender violets in a vase presented at Miss Spider's place. Set by her chair so neatly spun, she munched the blossoms one by one. Her friends were glad to watch her feast upon the floral centerpiece. It was a great relief to see she ate just flowers and drank just tea. Miss Spider's reputation grew. Before too long, our hostess knew each bug who crawled or hopped or flew, and all their lovely children too. Look, they're so happy. She eats flowers and drinks tea. She's not going to munch on them. And here's the end. She's so happy to have friends. You know what? You guys, just like spiders, we all just want to have friends, right? And sometimes people feel like other people don't want to be their friends. I think a tea party would be a good family idea. And you know what you could even do? Maybe you could have a tea party, a virtual tea party. Maybe Mom could help you call a few friends on FaceTime or Zoom and you could have tea together. I know I would love that. All right, I hope you enjoyed Miss Spider's Tea Party, one of our favorite books. I love you guys and I'll see you soon.